Hi, welcome to the Senior Network. I'm your host, Greg Fulton. I'm here today with Zena Smith, At Your Door Home Care, Susan Kelsey, Assistance Plus, and Jay Mullinax with the All Offices, Jay Mullinax. And I want to thank you so much for allowing us to be here today.
You're so welcome.
Right. Well, we started off talking a little while ago about home care before the show started, and I think a lot of folks may not really realize what home care is all about. It's a fairly new business. I know we all know what assisted living is and those types of things. And so Zena, just tell us a little bit about home care and kind of the services that you would provide in a home.
Okay. Well, what is great about home care is it keeps people, seniors, or people, anybody, it doesn't have to just be a senior, it can be just a person that needs help, maybe has some disabilities, and it keeps them in their home, because it's very important to most people want to stay in their home. They don't want to be in assisted living facilities, like you said. And other people in the family also need maybe a little help for them to be able to go on with their lives and help their family member. So the services we provide are things like companionship, which is very important, because a lot of times people can get very isolated and alone and depressed. It happens a lot when you have some issues that you can't do activities of daily living completely by yourself, then you can get to that. So companionship's really important. We also do things like personal care, and that's more like bathing and taking care of somebody on a personal level. And respite care, which is what I was talking about when you let the family members have some time off so you can take care of the situation. And those are the kinds of things that we do. We even do up to hospice. So if somebody is in a hospice situation, hospice does come in, but we also come in and help them through that process too.
Right.
So.
And Zena, that's a great point, being that we, obviously are in a resort area. We find a lot of this, that there's just not a support network in place, family members and so forth. And that companionship is big. I mean, there's a lot of seniors that are just lonely. They want someone there to talk to.
And one thing I find is when they stay in their home longer, it gives them dignity.
Yes.
And they want their independence to the level that they're able to have their independence. So it just really gives self-respect to the person that needs the care, but they have independence, they have more flexibility than if they were moving to some home where they don't have quite as much control as they had before. The other thing is mentally it helps them because they're familiar with the surroundings. When a person moves, especially when they're older, when they move from one place to another, they've got to become familiar with the new surroundings. And even though they weren't as disoriented before in a different location, they become disoriented in a new place. And so staying in their own home really helps them and helps the family a lot with those types of services so that they can just have that self-respect that they need later in life.
And may I add, as a geriatric care manager, what we do is, because of our background in healthcare and seniors, what we try to do is do an assessment, and we go into the home. That's one of the cornerstones of our practice. And so we will go in and do an assessment and decide what the person needs to keep them safely in their home. And then we make recommendations. And the families can then decide, yes, if we do this, this, and this, then mom or dad can stay in their home a little bit longer. At some point, it may be that we're going to say you need to add a little more services to do it. And then at some point, it may not be financially feasible to stay in the home. And so one of our mottos is we like to keep people in their home as long as it's safe and financially feasible.
Sure. And I can see, Susan, so you're really more of also like a liaison, what you're talking about. The children are not here, and there needs to be that avenue of communication back and forth and working with a home care company or something like that. Or like you said, maybe in the placement into an assisted living. So you are the eyes and the ears, if you will, for the family. I can see that, definitely.
Right. And so we try to be objective because we know the resources, we know the services that are in the area. We try to see what fits that person best.
Sure, I understand. Well, Zena, I know your company At Your Door is fairly new to the community. We want to welcome you. We're excited to have you. I think we all know that we've been around for a while. There's definitely a need. There's a lot of seniors that need assistance and help. So we're excited to have you around here. As far as the, we talked about earlier about employees and so forth. Are your caregivers, do you folks hire them directly to provide services as employees, or?
Yes.
Okay.
We hire them directly. We interview them.
Sure.
You know,
So there's a screening process.
big, huge screening process.
Good for you. Right.
Yeah. So background checks, drug screening, MVR checks.
Right.
You know.
And Zena, you must have seen a need in our community. Your business is relatively new. So tell us a little bit about what you saw before you went into business in our community.
Well, basically, the long and the short of it is it started with my grandfather. I took care of my grandfather, me and my mother. And like other people, didn't really know much about home care. Well, either I wasn't totally, I was like regular, like everybody else, kind of, you know. And we did a lot of our own caregiving to my grandfather. And what was happening was that I started realizing that I really enjoyed it, you know, that I enjoyed helping people. So I went into becoming a caregiver and helped other people. And then I went on to school and finished my master's degree, started going up the ladder, and realized that I really have this passion to help people, and especially the seniors. And me and my mother discussed it and decided we really want great caregivers. We want real connection. We want our clients to know who me and my mother are. We want them to know that they can call us. So, you know, they don't have to go through a whole chain of people, and that we'll definitely be there. And as you said, you know, when you go in and assess, well, we basically monthly will go in and assess. Mm-hmm. And I really felt strongly about that. And then, and that's how
it evolved.
That's how it evolved.
Well, thank you. We're going to have to take a break. This is the Senior Network. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.